What's going on, guys? Welcome back. This is a short video on Deload Continued. If you haven't watched the Deload series, please go back and watch that. It's super important. If you want to optimize growth, you should be looking at taking optimal recovery strategies or protocols. So go back, watch that one. This episode is a short and sweet one. We just want to touch base on a few things that I kind of missed out on with that last episode. And the reason I kind of missed out on it was because I wasn't thinking about when you get sick. And I got sick last week and I had to then deload again after deloading. So a quick rewind. The reason why we deload is to make sure we are recovering properly. Training is a super harsh stress on the body. Even though training is a good stress, a good stimulus on the body doesn't know the difference between a good stress and a bad stress. It just knows it's fucking stressed and it needs a break. And it's a stress that we can control. So when we are using a logbook and we're logging our lifts, we log our weights, we log our reps, and we log how many exercises we do per session and how often we train throughout the week. We can kind of manipulate what we need to do in order for us to recover properly. So when we're deloading, we're looking at reducing the frequency, how often we train by half, and looking at dropping the training volume, how many sets we do by half as well. This is how I do it. There's a few coaches or people that do things differently, and you may have done things differently, but I have found that this works best for me and works really, really well for my team. So if you, again, go back and watch the last episode because it's a little bit more in depth to what I'm going on about now. Now, when you are sick, it's a great idea to not train. As much as you want to train, the last thing your body wants to do is be put through a stressful situation. It's already stressed. Your nervous system is extremely taxed and compromised from being sick. So the last thing you should be thinking about doing when you're sick is going in the gym. And if you are sick and you're in the gym training and you're pushing it because, you don't want to be sick, you don't want to lose your gains, you want to keep progressing because you've been progressing, and you are forced to leave the gym due to sickness, the worst thing you can do is go in there and train, because what's going to happen is your body's trying to recover. It's trying to recover your nervous system. It's trying to get you well and fit again. And if you start hammering your back, for instance, and you start breaking down muscle fiber from a training session, then your body's going to try and recover that, right? It's going to try and rebuild those muscle fibers, and it's going to require a lot of energy to do so. Now, when you're sick, your body's trying to fight off a virus or fight off a cold, and it's already working. So you're going to basically be putting it under more stress, which will require more energy for recovery. So it's a super smart idea not to train when you're sick. So say, for instance, you get sick, you have a full week off, and you're starting to feel a lot better. You want to go back to the gym and you're like, right, I want to basically pick up where I left off. I look at my logbook. I've got a dumbbell chest press, 45 kilos, 8 reps max. And that's your top set. And your second set is looking at a 35 kilos for 15 reps max. I'm always going to opt to come in and do that second set. That first set is going to be so fucking taxing on your body that you are not going to recover 100% from that first session. So be fucking smart. If you're sick and you go in and you train your back off sets, always opt for the back off set because it's a less weight. You might even need to reduce the amount of weight on that second set. You might need to be training at dropping, if your top set is 100% and then your back off set is 75% of weight, then I'd be looking at training at 50% just to allow your body to get back to normal. And I would do this for a full 5 to 7 sessions before I'm looking at coming back to full volume, like full training stimulus. So if you're sick, go back to the gym, just reduce your weight, reduce your intensity, just go through the movements and the motions so you can actually allow your body to adapt to the stimulus so it gets you back to where you were before you got sick, all right? Now, I can't stress how important this is because like I said, if you're fucking sick, and even when you feel like you're 100%, you might, you go into that first session, you absolutely trash yourself, you won't recover properly. The second day, you'll be super tired. You won't hit PBs. You probably won't even hit your sets, your weights and reps that you were doing before you were sick. So this is what I did. I had a deload in play on week 9. I ran normal full training volume. So I did 5 days, and all we did was back off sets only. Then I got fucking sick. 9 days. And what happened was, and this is where I wanted to really touch base on, I got sick, and then so I didn't train, and I started to feel a little bit better. And what I did was I went back into the gym and I trained my back off set as normal, because I know it's smart to train my back off set, allow my body to recoup, right? And the amount of DOMs that I got for 5 days after just training my back off sets just let me know that my body wasn't recovered properly. If my body was 100% recovered from the virus that I had, I would have been fine off those that back off set session that I did. I probably would have had DOMs for maybe 1 or 2 days, because I hadn't trained in 9 days, but I didn't. I had DOMs for 5 fucking days. I couldn't sit down. My hamstrings were killing me. And, it was a painful DOM, not like a good DOM where I was like, yeah, man, I feel like I've done some work. It was like I was in pain. And that just goes to show that I was not in a good position to train. So what I should have done was dropped the intensity ever so slightly, meaning that instead of doing like my back off sets, I should have dropped a weight ever so slightly, or left 2 or 3 reps in reserve. That probably would have been the smart choice. Now, this you might not know that you need to do that, but it's just good to be aware that if you are sick, it's probably a smart move to just leave 2, 3, 4 reps in reserve, depending on how sick you were. But what happened was, I thought I was better, and I went back to the gym, did my back off sets, and I actually got sick again. So then I wasn't able to train. So now I'm back training this week. I am training my back off sets, but I'm actually leaving 2 to 3 reps in reserve on every exercise. And my plan and my goal is to look at how I perform next week. It might take me 2 weeks. Like there's going to be this week where I'm having to reduce training intensity by leaving 2 or 3 reps in reserve. And you can see, excuse me, I'm still sick now. I have to leave 2 or 3 reps in reserve. But next week, I might even just be able to go to my back off sets and go 100%. And then the week after that, I should be able to go full training volume, 100% training set 1, 100% training set 2. And that, it just goes to show like how sick I was. So you might just get a bit of a cold and feel a little bit tired that might last 2 or 3 days, and then I would still do a good 3 to 7 days of deloads, of 3 to 7 sessions of deloads, and making sure you're taking optimal rest in between. But if you are fucking sick with viruses, chest infections, and shivering, hot and cold, sore throats, just please be smart about what you're doing, because you'll actually just make yourself worse, and you will not get the gains that you want. And it's taken me years to learn this, guys. So now what I'll do, and I would rather put my recovery as a priority and make sure I took 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days off. Make sure my hydration's 100% on point. I don't fucking miss a meal. Like, I've actually done really well. I've been sick for 16 days now, and I'm only just starting to, like I said, this week, starting to come back into my deloads. I kept on top of my water. The first day I was sick, I made sure I got my 6 liters in. I did not fucking miss a liter of water. I didn't eat any shit. I made sure I got my meals in. There was a couple of days where my appetite was a bit lower. I only got 4 meals in that day, but they were my meals. And I made sure that there was, because I ate a little bit later in the day, I wasn't feeling the food first thing in the morning. So what I did was I just pushed my food out a little bit. So I missed meal 1, and then I just ate the rest of those meals. So I still got the nutrition in that I needed. Now, these are variables that you can control. Now, what I could control when I was sick, I could control my water intake. I could control my sleep. I could control my my supplements, and I can control my nutrients. Now, supplementation, I increased my vitamin D3 plus K2 from 5,000 to 10,000. The whole fucking 9 days that I was really bad. I increased my Vit C from 3,000 to 6,000 the whole 9 days. There's a supplement called PQQ. Don't ask me how to pronounce it. That is a very, very good supplement to reduce interleukin-6, which is a chemical that is released in your brain when you are sick, and it can kind of make you feel worse. So that kind of reduces that. I stacked PQQ with CoQ10 and quercetin, and I keep quercetin in anyway because it's just a really powerful antioxidant, and that goes really well with zinc. It helps transport zinc to where it needs to go. I made sure I didn't miss any zinc, and I upped my magnesium as well by an extra 500 milligrams as well for the 9 days that I was sick. And I also take my other supplements on top. I didn't miss any greens. I made sure that my adrenal switch was in. I made sure my vitality switch was in, and all my other good supplements that I'm taking. These are variables that I could control, and I can guarantee if I wasn't taking these and I didn't take these before I got sick, I would be even worse. I was still able to function while I was sick, even though it was a harsh virus. I still had that energy, because shit needs to be done anyway. I can't afford to be lying in bed all fucking day. But if I wasn't taking them supplements, keeping on top of my water, my nutrition, I would have been in a really bad place. All right, so guys, I'm not going to take up any more of your time. I do appreciate you watching. Let me know if you've got any questions. Let me know if you have any struggles or you need any further guidance with how to deload, or if you do get sick, what to do. I'd love to help you out. Stay safe, stay strong, stay healthy. Peace, love, and unity. I'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for watching.